Yes, people, welcome back to the Treehouse Podcast with myself, Walshy. And today we've got the modern day pirates in. We've got some pirates in, MDP. What you telling me, boys? You good?
How you doing, man? Yeah, good, bro.
Yeah, so we've got Ro
Yep.
and Diego.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just so we can, because I was confused when you was coming in, you get me? I was like, whoa, I had his names, but just weren't sure on which. So, first question is normally like how you got into music and that, but with you, man, you are like the first like duo that we've had on. We've never interviewed two people like on the podcast before, and obviously we couldn't interview one of you without the other because of the way things work. So my first question with you, man, is like how you met each other. Like, are you childhood friends? You meeting? Like, how did you meet?
It's funny, actually, we've known each other all our life. We're brothers, you know what I mean? We're actually twins.
Yeah, mad. Yo, check my face. I did not know that. I swear down. I was gonna say he's cousins, but I thought if I say the cousins, and if might think, right, why is he saying that?
No, we're twins. Yeah, just as we've grown, we've our hair and that's changed. But yeah, if I had the same hair as him and I didn't have like the tash and that, you'd think we would.
Now I'm looking at it's mad, you know.
But yeah, a lot of people probably don't. We probably don't push that across enough, but we are actually twins for anyone who don't know. Yeah. So we've been
exclusives.
But yeah, so that feeds. That's why we got that understanding and that chemistry. Whether we're working in the studio, or on stage, or whatever, it's like we've literally known each other since we were born.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was gonna ask, because you seem tight. Yeah. Obviously I'm tight with my boy, you get me, and things like that, but like not to that extent, you know what I mean? You man are twins, so yeah, that kind of makes sense why you are obviously like so tight. So yeah, that makes sense. So obviously then the next question, boys, is like how did you get into music? Like, have you always been that way inclined, like musically inclined or whatever? Like how do you get into it?
Yeah, so I mean, we've always been into music, because I'm sure you guys can relate. Like, growing up, it's such a big part of our culture, like listening to certain artists and stuff. But where we lived, like, we didn't do music. Like, people like us didn't do music. No one around us did music. We just listened to 50 Cent and that. And as we got older, like Bugs and Malone and Slay and people from Manchester. But we didn't grow up in Manchester, so music wasn't a thing for us. But then I guess Rose should take over, because he's the one who started it all.
Like, yeah.
So wait, so you just say you didn't grow up in Manchester then? No.
Nah, so we were born in Leeds.
Yeah.
Then we grew up in Leeds, Batley, Morecambe, Bradford for a bit, Bolton for a little bit, then back to Morecambe.
So you man are really pirates out here.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, literally, man.
That's what
you man are actual pirates.
And I actually found out our great granddad, our family was what's it called? Like a sailor out in Pakistan. Yeah, we've got that hat.
Complete coincidence, man.
And our Pakistani
side. So you obviously were already modern day pirates.
Man.
You know what it is? I've always felt a connection with water. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
I feel peace when I'm by a body of water. I always say it.
Yeah, like at a lake or whatever.
Anything like that, man. Yeah, genuinely, yeah.
Yeah, but that's sick, man. Sick.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, music though. Yeah, that was it. Got me sidetracked.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just got gassed over you. Granddad being a pirate. What?
As Owen was saying, we didn't have access or opportunity to actually learn music, learn any instruments, anything like that professionally or in school or anything like that. But from when I was I remember in primary school we used to do rap battles, shit like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
writing little bars and that, all that shit.
It's like donks most of the time, though, because we were in Rylands and that in Lancaster, and it's just a very like blackout crew all that at the time. And I remember this kid in year 6 being like, yo. Say bada bad boy, and then I went bada bad boy, and he's like, yo, you're whack, and everyone started laughing. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, so it was just like joke stuff and that. I started writing properly when I was probably about 16, something like that. Yeah. Started off probably just, in a way I'd call it like poetry, do you know what I mean? It was bars that maybe wouldn't flow on a beat or anything, but I was just writing out my feelings. And then I started getting into it more when I was like 17, 18, and I was just spitting at house parties and that. And then Owen was like, yo bro, you could if you have your head straight, you could do something with this. And then he started like sort of visioning stuff. Then he started writing hooks. Then when we were about 19, he started like writing verses, and then we were like, let's do this together. Back maybe 4 years ago or something like that, and started actually performing and writing as a group.
It's actually a mad story though, why we took it seriously. Like, he was spitting and he was sick, and there was set like I don't even mean to be harsh, but posh neeks, bro, at this school, at parties in the corner of the room, like spitting out Tom Zanetti's Tom Zanetti's bars or something that aren't even his own bars, and everyone's getting gassed in the room. Yeah. And then we were like, nah, screw that, we can do that. And then we went to Tenerife, bro, and there was a boat party there with Tom Zanetti, and we're like, what are the chances of that? So we went to the boat party, and I was like, yo, Ronan, you should jump on mic, you know. And then Tom was like, yo, listen, spit to me. If you're cold, then I'll let you go, mate. It's spat. He was like, yo, you're sick. And Ronan had that boat going mad. Everyone was raving, and we were just kids who were spitting in the corners at parties. So then I was like, yo, if these are going that mad, we can make money doing this, bro. We can make a life doing music. And then we took it serious from there.
Yeah, and it's funny because looking back, like, I was trash. And
yeah.
I was just spitting whack bars.
Yeah,
it was
man.
just whack, and it was, do you know what I mean? And
Shout out Tom Zanetti.
Yeah, man, shout out.
He won't even know or remember, do you know what I mean?
It was
but
probably off his tits.
That's what I mean. But just a little thing like that when I wasn't even taking it seriously, it's what gave me the motivation. This is what drives us. A lot of the stuff we want to do with our music is like community work. I understand that when somebody's young and doesn't quite realise how accessible stuff is, all it takes is a little bit of encouragement. Something little like that can change someone's life. That drives a lot of what we do, to be fair.
Well, it's changed yours, like you said. It's changed how serious you was taking it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so that's testament to that. Just one quick question I wanted to add on to this is like with like you guys, do you do solo stuff or do you just do stuff? Because I think when I've looked, it's all stuff together.
Yeah, so we haven't released solo stuff, and we don't really put energy into finishing solo stuff or anything because it just, the way we work and why we write and why we're putting our pain onto the page and stuff, like we shared all this pain and we live together and we're sharing together. The opportunity just doesn't even come up to want to put the energy into doing a solo thing. But like Ronan's producing now, so we've got a couple of songs in the bank where maybe he's done the beat and we'll have like Stringfella, big up Stringfella, sick guy, man. Yeah, he'll put a pattern down or something with his guitar. Ronan will build the beat, and then I'll do the vocals, and there might not be any other vocals on the track, but to me it's still a collab.
Yeah,
because
with
he's doing the beat and Stringfella's doing the strings and that. So even if it was to be solo, I think we're still all working on the track. Yeah. We'd never really.
If it was, Ronan's probably made the beat.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah. And I was just wondering. I was just curious because I know some people like in collectives or duets or whatever, little crews or whatever, will do the crew thing or the team thing, but then we'll also do their own. And I couldn't find anything, so I just wondered if it was a thing. But
I mean, it's like it's not something that I would rule out, and definitely in the future, you know what I mean. There's we are still our own individual people, do you know what I mean? And that will reflect in our music and our style and stuff like that. But as Owen says, at the moment, our priority every time we're in the studio is just working together. So.
Yeah, no, I hear that. You'll get the best out of you two if you're doing that anyway, rather than like, I'll do this with him, and then but I've got this on the side that I'm working on for myself. I hear that with the energies and that. So just dead quick, because you just mentioned him actually, Stringfella. Like, do you work closely with him? Because he's sick, bro. And it's like we share him all the time on the page. Like just a little, I don't even know what I call them little jam sessions or whatever, because he's just jamming in it. Like,
that's what it is, bro.
And he can play his own beat. Like there was one he done the other day that was dead funny. I think you man commented on it, the Weed Man one.
Yeah.
Like bro, if anyone don't know what I'm on about, I'm gonna put it in the link that below to the post on Insta because it was sick. But he's just. How do you work closely with him then?
We do, we do. He's one thing about Stringfella, he's just got such a passion for music. Do you know what I mean? He's one of the first artists that we would sit in a studio and he would just say, right, rap. Do you know what I mean? Rap for me, do you know what I mean? And we'd just start rapping, and he'd be like, right, I'm gonna play something. He'd just start playing, and then we'll just spend hours just rapping, talking, playing, stuff like that, and really get back to the roots of why we all love music. He's someone who is really refreshing. To see, you know what I mean? And we'd seen his Instagram, we'd seen it, we'd seen his little jams and that he did, and we were rating it hard. So then we kind of got in contact with each other, made a track together, and then I mean, now how long ago was that? Maybe a year ago, something like that. And then we just started working closer and closer. And as I say, we've got so many tracks in the bag with him.
And more importantly, like, we're just learning and growing together. Like, we've got a lot of products, a lot of that collaboration. We've got a lot of music like really close to ready to being put out and stuff, but the way we've grown and developed as artists and people together, it's rare, like Ro said, that you'll meet someone who is that passionate about the art and the music and that real. Like we only rate real music. Like, you'll get that about us from our page and from as we speak to you and stuff. and he is just, for me, the definition of real music. Like, he doesn't care, man. The stuff he's been through and experienced, and he's not going up and chatting all this drill stuff that other men are, and he, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just real music. So we work a lot with him, and I rate him really highly.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see what you have got
man,
with him, because like I say, he's sick, man, and that
Sick.
Weed Man one was funny, bro.
Have you ever like been down in Withington before?
A few times.
Few
I don't
yeah.
know it too well, but
Yeah, so you might not be aware, but anybody watching is familiar with Withington. He's got the bar in it, which is so funny, about Boss Man with the cheap scales and that orange Bentley and that, and you just always see it pulled up outside the shop, and it's just 10 times funnier, bro. So if you're from Withington and you check that out, you'll get what I mean. It's just weighted with it, bro, and it's not cheesy at all. It's just sick.
Yeah, it's funny as well, man. It's sick.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I sort of wanted to go through like your discovery, like your previous tracks, your discography.
Yeah.
As they say. So like for me, like I've relatively new to you guys. Like a lot of the people that we've had on have known quite a bit about them. You as like some of the first guys that we've got on, that I've got you on because we're interested. Like I want to know more, like because I don't know more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rather than
yeah.
like when I've had like previous artists, like the last episode with Slay.
Yeah.
Like we just chopped it up. Like about a lot about the older stuff, but with you guys I don't really know. I didn't know much about your older stuff. I've had to go and do the research and that, and like I'm fucking impressed, man. You've got like a really good little back catalogue of music already out, which I think is important. Like when people say I'm gonna blow, not that I've heard you guys say this, but that phrase I'm gonna blow, like people make one track or a Hood's Hottest and say I'm gonna blow, but when you blow and your Spotify has just got that one Hood's Hottest on it or that one track, where you blowing to? You know what I'm saying? That's my theory behind it. And like when I come across new artists like you guys, new in terms of like my library and what I listen to, I've got onto you guys and gone, wow, there's actually like I can listen to you for like a little bit of time and take you in. It's not just one track. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll sort of like run through like your releases and stuff like that. So your first release that I could find, might be wrong, it could be an older one that's probably been taken down. It was Loner in 2018.
Yeah, let's say that was the first.
Right, so we know that that's not the first.
But it's like it was, we were like only young at that point, especially like in our heads. Do you know what I mean? We were only young at that point.
How old are you, man, by the way?
23.
23.
Yeah.
And obviously you're 23 as well, because you're
Obviously,
20.
Yeah, we were only young at that point, and it's kind of reflected in the music we was dropping. So we took there was more that we took off, and there's loads that we just didn't release. I kind of wish we just released it now. Do you know what I mean? I was a lot in my own head at the time, but yeah. So Loner's our first official release out there. As I say, I mean, if I'm being real, I don't necessarily like listening to it back because I feel like we've grown so much in terms of our message and our music and stuff like that. But if other people rate it, fair play.
And they do. I still have people, even though we're dropping all this, like, what I would consider more real stuff. Like, we've always kept it real, you know what I mean? But even then, there's still people coming to me, like, my boys and that, even saying, like, yo, Loner's my favourite track of yours, you know? Like, what?
Yeah, still to this day.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
You know.
But it was kind of like we were just, dipping our foots into the water of, getting into studio, recording stuff, doing videos. It was our first video, do you know what I mean? All that stuff. We were just throwing ourselves into it, and that reflects it. I think that's why would never want to take it down. That's kind of,
well, I've got this on the notes here
that
it was the first video. It was also the first track, but it was also the first video I found as well. Yeah. So and then on SoundCloud there's Every Day.
Oh, is that on there? No way.
From 29th of November 2017.
No way. Yeah.
So there is actually, because I must have found that one later because it's a bit further down my notes. I've done myself over there. So Every Day from 2017.
That is, I'd say, technically our first release, because we did one before that at Pi Radio when we used to cycle like 2 hours on motorbikes. We're paying 50p an hour for to go to Pi Radio in Stockport.
What, them things with the orange wheels?
Yeah, do you remember them?
Yeah.
And then we got like 15 minutes, so we quickly chucked a track together. I wouldn't really say that counted. But that Every Day, we got onto a Levi-sponsored music project, which was really sick and changed our lives. Another community project that really helped us.
Yeah.
And we went into the studio with Matty and Simplicity, who's an artist from Openshaw, I think he's based. and we just made that in like 15-20 minutes or something, and it was our first time in a proper studio, properly dedicating time to it, and yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a vibe and that, but I listened back to it the other day, funnily enough. I was like, oh, so bad.
Yeah, but I think that's with anything though, because when I'm editing these podcasts, like I edit the podcast, bro, I absolutely hate my intro.
Yeah.
Yes, people, welcome back to like when I'm editing, bro. Like I'll send him, he's creasing behind the camera, yeah, because I'll send him a voice note and I'll play the video, yeah. And I'm just constantly, because I'm getting it lined up, or I'm putting the intro video in, or I'm putting the little things that pop up and say subscribe. I just constantly hear my voice. It's hanging, bro. I hate it. So I can relate to that. And like when I look back to like our first podcast, and like didn't even have a table, bro. Like I had these two arms, yeah, but I only had one table. Though table behind you's there. So RJ had his mic on the thing, and I had to hold my mic, yeah, like a proper interviewer, because I didn't have a table to attach this to. That's how like do you know what I mean? So when I look back, I'm like, oh, should have just waited a week and got a tea. You know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's all like foundations and growth, like
100%.
Like practice hours for you. If you don't make them tracks that you cringe on now, you won't be at the level you are now.
Exactly, bro. There's no such thing as a good track without a bad track.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple. So,
I feel like I'm not out here trying to pretend. I think a lot of artists pretend that they were just born sick. You know what I mean? You're not born sick at anything. Everybody's rubbish at first or something. You have to get into it. I'm not afraid to show that, and I don't think there's anything bad with showing people the growth that you've made. And I think it can inspire people in a way as well, if they realise, oh, okay, right, you weren't sick at first. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, people think, a lot of young artists, I think, look at H and think, oh man, he just did a freestyle on the street and then blew up. They don't see the years of work before that. They don't see all the Pirate Radio appearances, all the different tracks he was doing and everything before that. Not for any reason, not because he's hiding that, just because I guess they don't look into it. But I think that it's important to show people you grow. Do you know what I mean? You start somewhere. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. So then one that I've got on that I wanted to speak to you about, because I was like feeling this one. I thought, yo, this is like, I'm sure I playlisted it in one of my like Percy playlists, was Lifestyle.
Sick, man.
Sick. Like I like that one. That one's hard, that, and it's got a video to it as well.
You
got a video for like quite a lot of your stuff, which I think like for like up and coming artists, not many people do that. Some people take the SoundCloud route, which you guys sort of have done, but with the other stuff as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like some people will just bang tracks on SoundCloud. Like little throwaways or whatever, and it's sick because like SoundCloud has its own sort of niche and that, done it, and I go on there and things, you know what I mean? But like with you, like you've got like pretty much all your early releases, you've got the videos with it as well. Like you're really investing in it, is what it looked like for me, because I'm like, right, every track I'm finding on Spotify, I'm going on YouTube and there's the video.
Sick, man.
There's at least like, if there were a video, it's like the audio version on YouTube. So like it's good for like someone who listens to your music. They might I'm on SoundCloud today, so they can listen to all of your music. Or I'm on YouTube today, because I'm like that. One day I might be on YouTube, so all I'm watching all day is Hood Sotis and whatever. But then other days I'm in iTunes and I'm album listening. And think, do you know what I mean? So that's like a good thing for you guys, like for getting your music out there. Like if it's accessible on all these platforms.
Exactly.
It's easier to get hold of and things like that. So is that something that is a strategic? I can't even say that one. Yo, man, just like that one. I'm gonna have to edit that, man. Man, like glitched out then. Yo. Yeah. So anyway, like that. Like you thought about it. Is that something that is a thought about?
Yeah, 100%. It's at like the center. We try and make our music as accessible across as many platforms as possible. And in terms of the visuals, like video, that's something that is a huge priority for us, because at least I think you feel the same. We've discussed it before. Like, if you can find yourself a great videographer, someone who can bring your art to life, it just takes it to that next level. Like, people, if they can be engaged visually, and if that can be a part of telling the story, not just something to look at, not just, blah, 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 whatever. If you can incorporate that into the story, into the art in some way, it just brings it to the next level. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you look at global artists and the kind of stuff that they're producing movies. Do you know what I mean? It's an experience. It's about more than just listening to the track, and I think that's why we put it at the center of everything we do, really. And we found a great videographer that we're working with, Dan Needham.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about my man, because you look like you terrorise him as well, you tight fuckers. Seeing him getting some B-roll, yeah, and man's like, you will know, Keith, yeah, when you got to crouch and you're in like a weird angle to get... And these man are filming him on the story going, check this guy out. Zooming in on him and that. Man's like walking like knees bent, yeah, getting B-roll for their shit. If I was him, Dan, I'll be putting like, I don't know. But nah, it shows you got a good relationship. It shows you got a good relationship with him is what I was getting at there. But yeah, like he's sick. Like we spoke and you shared us the exclusive like little...
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't call it an interview. It's more like what would you call that? Because it was a bit of an interview, but you weren't being asked a question.
Yeah, I guess for me, it all comes down to with our music and everything. It's all about our message. We talk about it a lot. So music is one form for us of delivering that message. So it made sense to us to try and kind of contribute more of the emotion and stuff behind the track in that kind of format. So it was really just us speaking about the inspiration behind the track and kind of the philosophy around it because it's called I Hope Today is a Good Day, and it's all about obviously trying to remain positive when bad things are going on and taking it as it comes and stuff. So we thought it was important, right? It's not just a track we wrote and we put out and we want to blow. Like we're actually trying to deliver a message and help people. So forms of media like that kind of interview, like approaching you guys who are all about community and building a community. This is all stuff that I believe will help the community of people we're trying to reach, and that's what drives all our decisions. So it's not, we might be doing stuff that people will question and stuff, and this is why we're trying to do more. We're just trying to find other ways to deliver this message. So,
because like obviously you guys hit us up, said we've got a tune coming out, we've got this, like I think we shared it, we promoted it as like a behind the scenes / like interview type thing, because it kind of was like a peek behind the scenes but behind the track, like the reasoning behind the track sort of thing. So if anyone don't know what we're talking about, I'll put the link below. It's on our IGTV. So basically the boys hit us up, like you just said, they done the tune I Hope Today is a Good Day, and then they had this extra video to go with it. They give it to Treehouse exclusively, and we promoted that, and it had a good reaction as well. Actually, it done really well. Like, got a few hundred views on IGTV, which is like I know posts get a couple hundred views, but IGTV you've actually got to click into it, and it brings a full screen type thing in it, and it's a bit different. Man. So yeah, that done well. So like, but what we've sort of strayed there, but like that Dan Needham is where I was going.
That was
the quality of the video, like I said to you, put that in a link and send me that. Don't just send it through Instagram, because it'll suck the quality out of it, and it'll look like you filmed it on a potato when he's filmed it on something absolutely nuts. So shout out him, man. I just wanted to give him props, because his like the visuals are sick, and also the visuals for the actual track Hope Today is a Good Day is actually like sick. And like I've seen pictures and stuff where they had them big silver foil things, getting all the lighting techie, right, and proper techie with it. So shout out him, man. So that's a little nod to him for like your visuals. Obviously it's your visuals, but he's the man behind it.
And we give him a lot of creative control. Like we come with a dream and we'll have inspirations and stuff, but he might have a certain idea and he's like, do you mind? I'm like, bro, you do your thing. Like I trust you completely with our art and our vision, because he knows as well, he believes in us and he wants to help. So
you know what, on that note, we've got, I'm not even going to put a number on it, I'll just say we've got a list of tracks now with videos that are ready and on the way, and on the way to be made.
Each one's better than the last. Like I Hope Today's a Good Day will look like nothing compared to the other stuff we've got coming out, and that to me looks like a movie. Like I said to him, I wanted the backdrop to look like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or something, and
just some mad
to me it did it somehow. So sick.
Man. So I'm looking forward to that one. So where did you film the I Hope Today's a Good Day? Sorry, I'm not texting. I'm getting my notes off.
No, don't worry. Formby Beach.
I couldn't remember. I knew it was local, sort of to the area, but I couldn't remember, because it looked sick, man. Like I say, what visuals did I see? Was he also in the forest on that one as well?
That was another one we dropped on Sunday. So
that's it. That's the new one.
We filmed it on the same day though. The forest is next to the beach there.
Right. See, so I was thinking, is it because I seen it, and obviously I've just been confused. So that one, is it? This one's the new one. I forgot about this actually, because I've done my notes, because obviously we was meant to do this a bit ago. But I've not updated my notes. So the new one. That dropped
Sunday.
Sunday.
I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, 6 days ago.
Yeah, about a week ago, innit? Yeah, because I'm sure I've playlisted it. Yeah, I've playlisted it. It's in our playlist,
Nice.
so I am aware of it. I've just not updated my notes,
quick,
boys. So you're on fire though, dropping like mad. Yeah, so
as we say, bro. Yeah, we've got the ball rolling now. It's gonna carry on like this. We'll just be dropping constantly.
Yeah,
now.
he knows that was my question. That was my question. So I was gonna say, is that what we're doing now? We're doing the release. Are we getting a project at the end of it, or are we doing a single thing?
At the moment, we don't want to just do a project for the sake of it. Every project that we release from now until the end of our career will have complete purpose and meaning. We're going to do it because there's a reason behind it. So at the moment, we're just dropping singles, and you know, if it comes about, if we become inspired at any point in the next few months to make a project and it has meaning, then we'll do it. But it's something we've discussed before. Not that I look down on any artists that do this. Just personally, I'd rather all of our projects have a reason for being there.
And a theme and a fit in.
Exactly, everything.
And on that note, we're not putting any artists down, because I know a lot of success stories from people that have just put out constant catalogs, constant EPs and stuff. So it's not for that reason. It's just, like I said again, it comes back to this message and how we want to deliver it. So we're just keeping that in mind when we're thinking about projects and stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So obviously we've touched on it. One thing I don't even really want to ask, I sort of what give you the floor and say, what is the message? You keep mentioning it. Obviously, I know we've spoke, so it's a bit. I'm going, because I actually do know, because I've spoke to them like before. But like people watching, they might be thinking, what's this message is on about? So, what is the message that he's trying to deliver on? How did it come about?
Yeah, so we touched on it before, obviously, but we were born and grew up in different areas in the north, and we've lived with different people and had different experiences, and frankly just a traumatic childhood. We were never kids, you know what I mean? We didn't have a childhood. It was taken from us at a very young age. And we grew up around, like, we were either living with our nana, who was amazing, but we were in poverty. Like, we had no carpets on the floors, we were living with rats, mushrooms in the house, everything, because we were living in such poverty, starving, constant hunger pains, or we were living in other situations where we're suffering from abuse daily. It was volatile, violent.
It's not the environment for a child.
Not at all, no. And we're around hard drugs in a horrible ghost town with a lot of bad activity going on around us and stuff. And, you know, most people who are born into this situation, it doesn't end well for them. Like, the people around us, we should have never gone on to do what we're doing now. We shouldn't be sat with you here now. So our message is all around kind of, no matter what position you're born in, you can break free from your past, from what's holding you back, and achieve your ambitions, that you pursue a dream. And that's where the name comes from, Modern Day Pirates. When pirates were about and stuff, we know our family history. We'd have been born into poverty still. Like, we've never had money in our family, so we wouldn't have just slaved away on a farm doing whatever we were meant to be doing because we got told we were doing it. We'd have gone out on a boat and just had fun and gone around the world with all our boys and stuff. And that's what it's all about. It's about breaking free from what's holding us back. And obviously, as a result of the trauma we've experienced, we've got mental health conditions we're trying to work through, and other stuff going on that all ties into the music. So even though we talk about a disadvantaged background, you could be from the most privileged background and still connect with what we're talking about. So it's not at all limited to the experiences we've experienced. It's just that's what's formed us and shaped us the way we are.
Say, like, to sum it up in one line, if you can, our mission is to contribute to change so that the cycle of abuse and poverty is broken, basically.
Yeah, man, that's big. So obviously, like I say, I've seen your music, and like it's featured, like you just touched on there, it's like you talk about mental health. The little behind the scenes interview we was just talking about a couple of minutes ago, that what he's talking about is mental health and feelings and stuff like that, and I can relate to that. And like you just said, like mental health doesn't discriminate. Like you said, you can be any creed, colour, race, from anywhere, any sort of background, really rich background. Do you know what I mean? People could have money and that could fuck them up. Do you know what I mean? Same way having no money fucks you up. Having everything could fuck you up. Do you know what I mean?
What was it you said? He was speaking to a therapist or something one time. What did you say about that kid who got PTSD from something?
Like I know someone, like, I don't know them personally. I know them through somebody who was dealing with PTSD at like the age of 20, and having to have regular therapy to deal with it, because when they were younger, they just had a bad experience at the dentist. They were scared of the needle, had a bad experience, and that developed into complex PTSD later.
Crazy.
Which is
blew my mind.
It just shows. I think it's, a lot of people wouldn't get this, but no matter what, when we say no matter your background, we don't mean if you've come from poverty and a background like us. As you say, it doesn't matter what background you're from. You could be from a good background. Do you know what I mean? With a lot of money, and that means you have a good background. Not necessarily. People have all sorts of issues, and I think the one thing that unites everyone in the world is dealing with the roller coaster that's life, because it throws so many stuff at you. There's at one point in our life, maybe some people it takes till they're older, but at some point we all get our demons, and we all have to face up to life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So definitely I hear what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's sick what you're doing, and there's not many people that do that. And the mental health thing, it is a massive issue, especially in what people would call our target demographic, and also yours, males. Obviously women, I'm not just saying that obviously women suffer with mental health, but I think it is them stats where between 18 and 35s, suicide is the biggest killer, and it's one of the biggest killers and things like that, because there's that perception men are just man up like that, you know what I mean, things like that. And I feel we need to get away from things like that, and the reason why I was so eager to share the BTS thing that you sent us, and I don't do this often, but it got Q jump on the schedule because I wanted to post it straight away, because I thought it was important, and I thought it needs that 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock spot for us is pretty much in the week, Monday to Thursday is probably the best spot of the day, the 10 p.m. spot. And it was just any old, no disrespect to him, but it was just a freestyle, or probably a fucking lemon pepper, which are driving me mad at the minute. So I was the boys are getting Q jump, you get me. There's only been about 5 people that have ever had Q jump, and that got it, and it worked because it was you, man, or whatever. It's because of the message behind it, and I feel people need that. So if anyone's fucking struggling, we'll put all I'll get mental health links for Samaritans and things like that, for helplines and things you can call, man, because obviously everyone goes through it, and not everyone has that friend. People say, get hold of speak to a friend or whatever. Like you just said, everyone's background's different. Some people might not have friends. Some people might not be able to speak to their friends or family about that because of whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? So if you are struggling out there, man, just get help, and we'll put all the links below, and tap in with the boys' music as well, because the message.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us. Do you know what I mean? We as we say, music's one way of us delivering our message. Don't feel like you have to be an artist or even have to be a fan of our music to reach out to us.
You can hate our music, bro.
It's cool. You don't have to follow us, nothing. Just if you want to reach out to us as well, we're there. Yeah, we like to think we can help some people.
Yeah, man, love that. Yeah, so if you are struggling, hit the boys up, man. Obviously they've got like they just said, they've experienced things and they're working through things themselves, so they might be a bit more knowledgeable on certain situations to help you through your situation. So that's big, that, man. Just going back to the releases and stuff, another one that I was feeling as well was Lazy Row.
Yeah, man.
So I've got a question. Ro, are you lazy? Just to lighten the mood a little bit, you get me? We'll bring it back, you get me? But
man.
Is he lazy? Actually, I won't even ask you. I'll ask you, is he lazy?
You know what? This is the whole point of the track. I know he isn't.
Yeah.
But people, at least not anymore, but people would have said he is. And kind of, it's a fun track, but if you listen closely, you'll see it's structured kind of at the beginning, it's lazy Ro, keep calling me lazy, well, I did get up late, and it ends with, the thing is, I ain't lazy, I just been staying up late, overthinking lately. Yeah. It's real, bro. He's up late because we can't sleep. We haven't been able to since we were 5 years old, you know what I mean? So it's...
Why is that? Is that because of things you've been through, or is it because you're creative?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
But it led to the point where I think because we were active at them hours because of our demons, I started working best at them hours. But I've got in a pretty good routine at the moment now that I'm, do you know what I mean? We got up and got here for 12.
Yeah, that was big, bro. That was big.
They did as well. They did.
So that's good for us, you know what I mean? But yeah, and I think I work really, really hard. And now some people might say, might look down on me and think I don't do the right kind of work, do you know what I mean? Because I spend all day sat on the computer working in the studio, and some people think to look down on it. I'll just say don't judge anybody, but I do a lot of work and I do work hard.
Yeah.
I do have a joke and that with that track and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nah,
Well, I got that impression. I just seen it on the list and I thought, let's switch it back up. Get happy vibe.
It was so funny as well. At the time when he wrote it, literally everyone every day was like, "You're so lazy, bro.
Not up yet, bro.
So lazy, bro." And like even like Chris, Stringfellow would be calling me and he'd be like, "Yo, what you saying, Owen?" I'm like, "I was getting up and about now," and he'd be like, "All right, so we're gonna be up in 5 hours then, yeah."
No, but I can relate to that though, because like, not with the demon side of thing, but I stay up late because I can't switch off, bro. Like I'm constantly.
It's real,
like,
bro. Yeah.
I'm just up looking for freestyles for the page. Like, you get it? Nah, but I am though. Like I was constantly got ideas. Like I'll be like me and him have like a group, like a. As I say, it's a group chat, but it's only me and him in it now. There used to be other people in it. It's just me and him now. So I'll be putting in a group chat. I'll be doing the captions for like the post for like the next day at like 2 a.m. And he's got a warehouse job, so he's up at like 5. So we're like Treehouse pretty much is like 24 hours. Like you can pretty much, there's probably like 2 or 3 hours in between like 3 a.m. and probably 5 where you probably can't get hold of us. But other than that, you can message us and get a reply like that.
Mad.
You know what?
Because of the way the body clocks work. But I stay up late. Like I said to him yesterday, I was knackered because I've been in work and that this week, like going back to the office and that. I was absolutely knackered. So I was like, I knew he was recording at 12. We normally get a couple hours early. I'm like, yo, I need an early night. Went bed at like 1:30 last night. Do you know what I mean? Like I was watching Line of Duty. I'm hooked.
Oh,
Yo!
sick, innit?
I'm
Bro,
hooked.
serious. I've not watched the last episode, so.
Nah, I haven't.
Alright, cool. We're on the same
I'm
page.
on season. I've just finished season 4.
Okay,
Man, which
sick.
one was that?
The one with Tandy Newton, DCI Huntley.
Yeah,
Oh,
DCI
yeah,
Huntley with the arm and that.
Yeah, with the arm.
Yo,
Yeah. So I've just
bro,
finished that
so
that
sick.
season. Yeah. So
Sick.
I've watched the 4 seasons. I think the third one's the best with the caddy. And that
Yeah,
DC
yeah, I
Denton,
agree.
the first woman.
Yeah, she is sick.
She just started pulling out evidence on them.
I
She's
know,
like, right, you
yeah.
want to interview me? Yeah,
Yeah,
sweet, interview me. And then she's like, bam, you're this.
Yeah, that was
Nuts,
sick,
bro.
yeah.
And like,
I rate
I'm
that,
one of them. Me, I grew up on pro wrestling, and I love like the heels, like the bad guys.
Yeah.
So like, even though it's all feds, and it's still fuck the feds, like
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
Like when I'm watching it, I'm like, they're the good guys. They're the bad guys of the police in it, so I want them to win.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah,
I'm like,
innit,
yo.
innit?
So when she's flipping it on them in the interview, I'm like, yo, this is sick. Like getting
Yeah,
gassed
it's
by it. It is proper.
It's jokes, yeah. Sometimes I find myself like, yo, he's cool. I'd like to smoke with him, you know. I'm like, oh shit, he's fed. What am I about?
Yeah, that was joke. But yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. I'm staying up late watching that. Like, that's what I'm on. Like, can't switch off.
It's hard.
You know what? This thing you said about like working till really late though, I feel that because I think, and this is why I believe in you guys as well, because it comes across. You know, if you've got a passion in something, how do you switch it off?
Yeah.
Just because you're tired or want to go to bed, you can't. If you've got a passion for something, you want to be doing it every minute of every day, don't you? And I feel
like,
that with you guys.
Yeah, we're like if I could record every day, I would have interviewed everyone in Manchester by now. But because of work and family and things, I have to do it the way I do it. Do you know what I mean? But we're still dropping episodes weekly, and we will. I want to from now till the end of the year drop an episode every week. Like that's my in my head. I've said it on camera now, so it's gonna happen. It's happening. That's been in my head. We didn't start in January. We were gonna, but there was a few problems with like location and that. I had to secure the location. Thankfully, obviously, I got the loft now, and here we are. But that delayed us till like mid-Feb maybe. So I wanted to do a full year every week. I wanted to do 52 episodes or 53, whatever it is in a year. But we're still gonna go till the end of the year. So hopefully, anyway.
Love that,
so, yeah, we'll definitely probably get his back on when I'm running out of guests. I'm like, yo, week 41, yo, boys, ages, you know. Do you want to come on separately? Split his up, do 2 episodes, you know what
We'll
I'm
mess
saying?
with you, bro. I'll braid my hair and that, and he'll.
Oh,
get-
yeah. Yeah, mad. Yeah, so quickly as well, just lastly on the releases as well, you man are like on the YouTube freestyles and the challenges and things like that. I see you doing that. Is that something that you see as like something as fun, or do you see it as like training? Because for me, when I see people doing that, I see like the challenges, you know, like the lemon pepper challenge and whatever. I see them as like training session for you, man.
Yeah, so for us, we don't actually do challenges like that because.
I'm not sorry. I'm not saying.
Well,
you've
I
done
get
the
what you
lemon
mean.
pepper,
Yeah,
but
just
that's
thought
just the
I'd
most
touch on
recent
it.
one.
Yeah. But freestyles and that, it's what we started on. Like, you'll know yourself as a grime fan. Like, the sickest thing for us, we didn't think about writing tracks. We were just writing verses and just spitting them at ciphers. So freestyling, it's an opportunity to practice, and then it's just fun. It's just fun. Like, and we can still get our message across and stuff. But
100.
Yeah, we just enjoy it. Yeah, and it's something for. I wouldn't say for the fans because we're not like huge like that or anything, but for consumers.
You got fans, boys. Come on, man.
Yeah, say no.
Come on.
But yeah, for the fans and that, it's good to see a range and stuff. And like I know myself when I look at artists and I'm into artists, even big ones like A$AP Rocky and Kendrick, I still like watching their little freestyles and their home filmed videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just you get a better connection.
Did you see the J. Cole one that he done in LA Leakers? I sent it him.
Honestly,
I sent it him and he goes, "Yo, I've already seen it." I was like, "Why you send it me then?" This is nuts, you know what I'm saying? Hate that. You tell me you've seen it and not send it me or whatever. But I just wanted to touch on that because it was something that features on your things. And it just alludes to like the back catalogue, even though they're not on Spotify. It's content. It's right. It's got bars there or whatever. Do you know what I mean? We sort of touched on it before, but it's in my notes to do a little bit on it. Is the latest? Well, it's not even the latest release now, but like I hope today's a good day. So obviously, I think we alluded to it before. Like obviously, it's a positive tune, and like we've alluded to like why, but like why now? Because like you said, we spoke a little bit earlier, like off camera, about like things you've done in the past, and you said like you've always been positive and real to yourselves, but like the message in the music is now. It's like you're shouting a positive message now where maybe you was just doing music as people would say. You know what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah. I think it ties in to I think it ties so much into like our personal growth. Do you know what I mean? And once I had that confidence within myself of who I was, like at least in terms of what I value, the things I care about in my life and stuff like that. It then became easy, like that just became reflected in my music because every time I was writing, that's what I wanted to write about. Do you know what I mean? And we'd written loads of tracks, but we just hadn't. I don't know what it was really. I guess it also coincided with starting to work closely with Dan Needham, and he was sort of believing in us and telling us you've got a strong message here and that. And then I think. I don't know, man. As I say, we just grew to the point where everything we was writing was reflecting something real, and we felt now's a good time to drop this. Do you know what I mean? I don't listen to it and cringe at any point. Yeah. So I'm happy to drop it.
I think part of it as well. I honestly think we were always capable of and always wanting to release music like this. But when we started out, personally as well, we had a big problem of not being able to say no. And I'm sure a lot of people watching might also have this problem where it'd get to the point, like Rose says, somebody would say to me, like, your favourite colour's red, innit? And I'd be like, yeah, even if my favourite colour isn't red, because I just didn't want to let people down. Yeah. So we'd be in the studio with producers and they're like, oh, you should do this. And I'd be like, okay. Like, I didn't feel that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to do that. But we didn't have as much creative control and stuff because we weren't confident enough in ourselves.
I was literally just about to say that sounds like a confidence.
It is, yeah. And it took a while to learn that as well. It took a while to realise that I wasn't doing that because I didn't respect myself enough. Like, I didn't respect my own decisions and authority to be assertive enough to say, no, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I hear that. Yeah. Did you just hear what he said, Keith? Because this guy, he's confidence. He just writes himself. He films all this. He sets all this up. Like, I just sit here and do the questions. You get me? He does all of this. Yeah, and he just writes himself off in his head like before he's even done it. He's like today. He's like, oh, I'm not sure if I can set it up. He's like, can you help me? I'm like, bro, I've never even done it. What am I gonna do? You get me? We've come in today and he's done it.
Yeah, man.
And I said, and then we went shop before, and I said to him, it's a confidence thing. Like, you're knocking yourself before you've even done it. When deep down you know you can do it because you've just done it. Do you know what I'm saying? But because we film like 2 weeks apart as well, that knocks it a bit. So do you know what I mean? It's been 2 weeks, and you build it up in your head. But as long as you know that you can do something, just try not to knock your own confidence, and you will get there, man.
Yeah, I think the way we speak to ourselves is so important, and I think a lot of us can relate with if you sit back and think, the way I speak about myself or think about myself, if I spoke to my mate like that, would they still be mates with me?
Imagine we spoke to each other like that now. We were that disrespectful to each other. I was like, bro, you sound like a bit of a, do you know what I mean right now, whatever. The way I sound to speak to myself, I'll be saying, oh, you're coming across the wrong way right now, or you shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't have done this. If I was saying that to the people around me who I respect,
you wouldn't have any friends.
You wouldn't, and I wouldn't say it because it's not true. It's simply not true. Like, people believe in what you're doing. You, for example, behind the camera, you've come up with a sick product. It's constantly improving. Your interviews are just, honestly, compared to the other stuff that's happening in I can't compare it.
Stop
to
it! You're making me blush.
It's true, bro. I genuinely can't compare it, and this is the stuff that I think it's important to remind yourself of, especially when you're in an industry where I think there should be a bit more unity. I think there's probably a problem of people being a bit closed off, so it can be easy to think you're doing something wrong. Yeah. But yeah, self-belief is really important.
Yeah, love that. I'm going to clip that a little bit up where it's big and I love that. So yeah, just like one thing that I speak to everyone about is because obviously it's more of a question for us is like the Manchester scene. Like obviously we've touched on like you work with Stringfella. Who else are you feeling in the city, and is there anyone that you're working with, or is anyone that you want to work with, like collab wise?
Yeah, I think a big one for me, honestly, I'm feeling so much is Young Loose, bro. I don't know if you're onto him.
I know.
Yeah, bro. There is no one in this city.
I don't think it's out yet. That Zaza is at the.
Oh yeah, he's just dropped it.
Is it dropped now?
Like a Zaza. And he's got that Let Us freestyle he did over Same Love instrumental, and he's just different. And as an artist, I just think he's sick, and his message and the stuff he talks about. He's been through a certain background, but he manages to present himself in a way which is accessible to a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people can connect with him. So he's one, and then show you. So.
Do you know what I feel? I rate a lot of his work. Is JSD.
Shout out JSD. Man.
That new track he just produced with what's she called? Is it Debo Brown? That's hard.
Yeah, seeing that the other day. Yeah.
But I really love his work, and on top of that, I rate that on his Instagram, especially because I got into producing recently myself. He always puts up little clips and stuff,
little
and
gems.
It's just real, and he'll just like teach you a little bit of advice. But it's just because I'm hearing someone from Manny explain it instead of watching some American YouTuber.
Hey guys, click here.
Sick, honestly, I rate that. I'm rating him, and on that note, I rate Persia as well. I think she's got something unique. She's got paving her own lane, and she's got bars. You know what I mean? And I think she works hard, and you can see that. So we rate her as well.
Definitely want to mention Slay, because again he's someone who grew up on. He's shown us a lot of love, which he hasn't had to do in the past, and and again, like growing up listening to figures in Manchester, you can't not have heard of Slay. And then G-Rock's another one. He's sick. You want to G-Rock?
I like that. Is it Airmail?
I think that's what it's called.
I think so. I may have got that wrong. Apologies if I have. But he's got a tune that I banged out. He's got a couple tunes that we've added to but there's one in particular. I'm pretty sure it's Airmail. Can't remember. But
it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called G-Rock's hard.
He's sick, bro. Yeah, and he's somebody we were introduced to through Stringfella. Not personally. We've never personally met him or anything, but his music is just, and knowing the history behind him and the scene in Manchester and stuff, it's just it's really impactful. His music, I think, is sick.
So on that list of people, then, are you working with any of them, or would you like to work with any of them? So obviously, they're who you're feeling, who you're listening to. I know you said with the JSD thing, like, would you? Because he has his own studio and that, would you be interested
I'd love
in
to if he's watching.
JSD watches all my stuff, bro. He's a big fan of the culture. Shout him out.
I'd love to work with him 100%. No doubt about that. Like we've not consciously sat down and discussed working with anybody. Like we're working with Stringfella.
Talk the things, bro. Speak it into existence. This is the platform now.
I mean, love to make a chat with Young Loose.
It's a big one.
But I mean, as I say, any of the people we listed and respect would work with. But we've never, for whatever reason, we've never kind of reached out to anyone to work.
Slay we nearly did, but then again, it was at a point where we were making music which, like, sometimes we managed to get our vision in there, but a lot of the times we couldn't say no. So I don't think I was confident enough in myself to follow up through any features around that time, or until recently anyway. And then
make
again,
some track with him now though.
Absolute banger with Slay right now. So maybe that'll happen. Might reach out to him. We'll see. But
what would it be though? Would it be like a drum and bass thing? Or?
You never know.
I'd love to do a grime thing with Slay and me. Like we do drum and bass as well. We've dropped a drum and bass track which is doing really well on SoundCloud and stuff. But to be able to do just a sick grime track with Slay. But the thing I like about Slay, bro, and I think he's trying to present himself in this way. I don't want to speak for him, but I still wouldn't categorise him as grime. And I think we could make a really cool track with him, which some people might say he's grime, but would just sound different. So that's kind of what I'd approach. But
when he was here, I said to him, I wouldn't class him as a grime MC. I would class him as an MC. Because he floats, like, he can. Everyone knows he can do the grime. He's done the grime. He's been grime. He was grime in Manny for a long time. Do you know what I mean? So then he's obviously now more recently doing the drum and bass. So it's like, what do you call him? He's not a grime MC, and he's too much of a drum and bass MC to call a grime MC, and he's too much of a grime MC. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I feel. So for me, he's just an MC. Like, he can do.
Do you see his drill thing recently?
Bars and bass with JDZ Media.
Was that he dropped? Was that it?
Oh no, the drill freestyle. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant
that was hard, bro. It was hard hearing him.
Because he done a drum and bass one for JDZ the other day, called Bars and Bass. But yeah, the drill freestyle is on his IGTV.
Yeah, it's on his IGTV. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I just think of Slay as just someone who's got. It's just a bar. What's it called? What would you call him? It's just got bars, bro. And I think he's versatile. He's just an artist who has. Yeah,
he strikes me as the kind of artist that I'd imagine could write over anything.
Yeah,
and we've kind of always been that way, which is why I think creatively we could work well together.
Yeah. And it wouldn't have to be a specific thing.
Exactly, and I hate that, you know, when somebody's just trying to force something a certain way, or you're already boxed in. I hate going into working with somebody and already having definitions of what it has to be, because that's not how I write. That's not how most people write, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So, yeah, like, that's the Manchester scene. Is there anyone else you want to shoot your shot with before we move on?
probably forgetting people, you know.
Yo, British and Kane, bro. I can't believe you not mentioned him.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Yo, listen, British and Kane works with, like, he's just works so hard. Like, he's like, I chat to him, like, personally, and he just every day, bro. He's like sending me little snippets, and I'm like, yo, stop teasing me, bro. I'm set to block him on WhatsApp because he keeps sending me like little snippets, and I'm like, yo, where's the track, bro? Don't get me wrong, though, he does send me some exclusives, so probably won't block him, you know what I mean? Because he hooks me up nice, so shout out British and King. Yeah, man, I could see him working with you, man, and he works that hard, and he's so eager to work, like, he's like we just said, he probably just doesn't switch off, like, because of the passion thing we was just talking about a minute ago. So he'd probably like hit him up, and you'd probably be in the studio with him, like, the next stage,
he's one of those. He's one of those. Every single thing I hear from him, I have to pull up and listen again and again.
Yo,
I just keep listening.
The Adam remix, just Banco.
The Banco remix.
Oh,
Adam,
it's so sick. It's so sick.
Like, no shots fired at anyone. Rate Banco a lot. I prefer that over the original.
Oh,
just putting it out there. I prefer to listen to that than the original. Not that it's better. Nothing's better or worse than anything.
It's personal preference.
Personal preference. It sounds that sick to me, and I go back to it like every few days. I'll go into his scroll right for down Insta just to listen to it. I wish I could listen to it in another way.
Yeah, he's clever with the bars, sick.
Man. In terms of features and that, though, we just have the policy. If we write a track and then we're like, this person would sound sick on it. When that time comes, this is the limit of our discussion. When that time comes, then we'd hit them up. Right. We wouldn't want to hit an artist up and be like, right, let's work together, and then us kind of be like scratching our fingers, sort of being like, right, so let's make something now. We've already asked them to work together, but we've not come to them with anything that sounds sick. Do you know what I mean?
So
I'd rather go to them with something
with
and
like
be
a
like,
box of everything and go,
give them no choice but to be like, I'm jumping on that. Do you know what I mean?
So and also as well, you're probably more likely to get the feature done if you do it that way, because everyone's busy in it, like, let's be honest.
Exactly, bro.
But if you come with the track and all they've got to do is put their bars on it,
exactly, bro. Time is money.
It's a lot easier in it.
100%.
So yeah, I hear that. So then just like to wrap up, sort of thing, is just like talk about like any new music that you've got coming. Obviously the latest release, remind me of the name, I've not wrote it down. Return to Strength is out now. Video.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Also, the Return to Strength Instagram.
Yeah, more importantly, that Return to Strength, it's called that because we worked with a charity called Return to Strength, who are a mental health charity. So it's really important to us that if you're going to stream it and like to listen to music on Instagram anyway, I would rather you go watch it on their IGTV, check out the page, support them. But it's available there. It's also available on YouTube and all digital stores.
Yeah, man, I'll put the links. You'll have to send me the link for the Instagram you was just on about, and I'll put that below.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
rather than the YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'd appreciate
because
that.
I do remember now you've just said that, it's coming back to me. I remember I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah,
Didn't update my notes, but yeah. So yeah, I did see that, and that it was in like partnership with a mental health charity. So how did that come about?
So I saw the charity on Instagram, and there was a skateboarder who's blind called Blind Thrasher. Yeah. And he is sick. Like, he's using his I forgot the proper term, I guess, like the walking stick thing.
Like, the guide. I think it's called a guide stick, maybe, or something like that. Yeah.
He's using that while skating. He's doing kickflips and grinds and stuff. Mad guy.
Mad.
And he did a thing on Return to Strength talking about his battle with mental health and stuff. So I just messaged him and I was like, love what you're doing, guys, sick. And they replied straight away and was like, oh my god, you guys are sick, do you want to work together? I was like, whoa, please, yeah. And again, it's about the community. We're not working with them for the sake of it.
Yeah.
They are, like you guys, I feel somebody that can benefit so strongly to the community that we can work together for that cause, for the greater good, do you know what I mean? So that's how that came about. And again, there's another page we'd like to work with more.
Yeah. And it was meant to be, so we did like a thing where it's like a video where we talked about our journey or whatever, our story, and we gave like a message of positivity or whatever, and then and then it was meant to be like just a quick freestyle on our phone, and then we were like, let's do this proper, do you know what I mean? So we went and filmed a proper video, recorded the track and everything like that, and then did that for him instead.
Yeah, because hopefully this is something that will stand the test of time. Like, when we go on to do big things, which I know we will, like, we've got a burning passion and we want to help people. This is something which will continue to help others. If this had been just some freestyle filmed off our phone on Instagram, it's not got as much impact. Like, we want to try have as much impact as possible. So it was important to us to do that, and I'm grateful for them having the patience to let us do that.
Yeah, well, it shows that it's important to you, the fact that you've could have done the Instagram thing and sent it off and been done with it.
Yeah,
but you've gone, no, we can have a bigger impact with this by doing it the right way. The like official release sort of way, rather than just I'll do your freestyle. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's big, man. So yeah, I'll put the links again for that down below.
Thank you.
So yeah, just plug any new music. What have we got coming this year? Have we got any releases you can drop? When's the String Fella stuff dropping? Give us an exclusive, boys. Come on.
What we can tell you.
Here we go.
We've got, first off the bat, we've got basically like a freestyle and a video dropping every few weeks for the foreseeable future, pretty much.
Every couple of weeks?
Every few weeks.
Yeah.
So
I'd
like
say,
it'll be our major releases kind of 3 weeks apart, and then as a buffer in between, we'll be dropping freestyles and stuff, basically, sort of thing.
But on that framework, but there might be some delays and stuff like that. What can we give you? We've got a sick track that's not it's just more a bit of fun, stuff like that, bit of hype and stuff, called Smoke, which will be dropping well soon. That'll be the next month, and the video's sick.
Crazy. We had Dan Needham on it. We took everything out of our studio and transformed it into just a scene that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
it's gonna look cool.
Just sick. It's sick.
And then we've got a freestyle dropping before that as well, that's filmed properly and everything recorded. I can't really say too much.
Yeah.
With Stringfella, we've got loads of stuff, but we just don't know when.
I need to hear some of this. I might even need a little.
We'll probably
send it
through anyway.
Yeah.
You can get an exclusive. If I see it on TMZ, I know you sent it.
Yeah, you know it's me, innit? But yeah, also as well, we're going to get you back in for a loft session as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we're going to do that still, because I know we spoke about that.
Yeah, cannot wait. And again, it's a thing of we want to come with the right impact, and we want to do your channel justice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, man.
We can work really well together, and we want to put everything into it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely get you back in for the loft session. So make sure you keep an eye on that, and all the boys' stuff that's coming out. So yeah, big love for coming down, boys.
Respect, man. Thanks for shouting us.
Fully appreciate it. I've enjoyed this one. First time that we've ever had two man on as well.
Yeah, man.
Keeps going mad behind the camera like normal. Like and subscribe before he kicks my ass. And yo, we're out of here safe.
Respect.